And you got out of there without getting clobbered illegally by Brandon Merriweather, so that's a victory.
I still want to punch him in the face.
Well, he got suspended 2 games.
We don't get any of his money.
And you hear what he said? He was joking about it after the game. I don't know if you read his comments, talk about, I'm going to need some help paying for my dinner because of all these fines. I mean, I thought that was appalling that he would do that he would endanger the livelihood of 2 different receivers and then joke about it afterward.
The scumbag.
You are listening to Offensive Lines with Marlon and Boyd. Small stakes NFL gambling for the average fan.
Welcome to NFL Offensive Lines with Marlon and Boyd. I'm Marlon.
I'm Boyd.
And bringing us in, that was Martellus Bennett, tight end for the Bears. And I decided to stick with a punched in the face theme for our audio clips this week because that's what it felt like last week. If you want to hear our tale of misery and woe, check out our recap show, available at the usual sources. That's the program we put up Monday nights, just after the games, where we either exult or lament.
And we
Lately,
did a
it's
lot of
been lamenting.
The last 2 weeks, there's been plenty of lamenting. I don't know. And these games this week don't look a whole hell of a lot better.
Well,
I don't know where to go on this week, but we'll hash that out.
Exactly.
During our podcast.
Well, Vegas didn't build the skyscrapers by being fools, so shall we get right to the games?
Let's get on it.
Okay. The Thursday night special this week is Carolina minus 6.5 going to Tampa Bay.
I don't mind this game.
Yeah.
Even though we should swear off Thursday night games because it's just sloppy, shitty football. But Tampa's offense is awful. And Doug Martin's a question mark. Even though he hasn't done much this year. And I think Cam Newton's hitting his stride finally.
Maybe. I wouldn't read too much into beating the Rams, though. But
no, but 2 back-to-back games where he had decent games.
It's Carolina's defense that, that was what we've been saying since pretty much week 1. And then, of course, the first time we bet on them, Cam Newton screwed it all up for us. But, no, I don't really mind this either. But I'm really hesitant to go at Thursday night games.
Yeah, but they're fun. Then we get some early betting.
Yeah.
Well, you can always throw an extra 10 down if it's a total bust. It's not a big deal. We can make another bet and just post it to the website so people know which game we bet on after we lost the first one.
It's in the mix. Tampa Bay's defense isn't the worst unit out there. The team overall, though, is a disaster, but they're reaching desperation stage, too.
Well, and Shiano's kicking Super Bowl MVPs out of practice, and that team's a mess. Shiano's gone after this season.
There would be the over-under. Does he make the end of the season?
Yeah, they have nothing to gain by cutting him early and paying him. It's not going to change anything. That whole season's been a mess there. They've got the bacteria in the locker room, the Josh Freeman thing, which they're looking pretty smart on after the way he played on the Monday Nighter. But
I don't even hold that against Josh. You're 8 days in camp and you throw the ball 53 times. That's just shitty, ridiculous coaching. What did they expect?
Yeah, but he had open guys that he threw the most overthrows in the last 20 years in a game.
Oh, did he? I hadn't seen that because, as we discussed yesterday, I didn't watch a snap of that Monday night.
And it may have been more than that, but I can't. I read it on Twitter today, and I can't remember the exact number, but it was high for a number of years since somebody thrown that many overthrows in a game. And he had guys wide open, and they were jumping 3 feet in the air and still couldn't get it.
It's in the mix, but if we bet this, I'd like to bet it as a single game.
Yes.
I don't want it as part of the parlay.
No, because
I'd rather just lick my wounds after Thursday. If we do go with this one, but so that's definitely in the mix. We both agree that Carolina is a far superior team. Who's the worst coach? I mean, Shano probably even wins that, though. Ron Rivera, as a head coach, not so good. Still a good defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I just wish Steve Smith could go against Janoris Jenkins every week. That'd be fun to watch.
Again, the man known for putting his own teammates in the hospital in practice. Last guy I want to piss off. So,
yeah.
If you ever hear this, Steve, apologies. We love you.
And when you're up here playing in the CFL.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. All right, moving on to the Sunday games. We have the surprising Buffalo Bills getting 12.5, going to New Orleans.
I don't want to touch this game.
I don't want to touch it all. Pool players. Buffalo's defense is kind of for real. 12.5 seems like too much for a team that struggled so mightily with New England. It is in New Orleans. I think I'm going to take the points on this and go with Buffalo, but I don't want us involved.
See, I would take New Orleans just because they're playing at home and their defense is better than I thought it was going to be this year. And with a rookie quarterback playing a defense that's pretty good, they might be in trouble.
They're coming off a bye too, so there's a lot to be said for your position, but yeah, rookie quarterback. I don't know. I kind of like Buffalo. Maybe this is sentimental. I might change my mind before I have to put in my picks. In any case, we're not going anywhere near it.
No. Too many points.
Next game up, Cleveland +7 at Kansas City.
Does Kansas City deserve to get 7 here? Is it just because Brandon Whedon's so bad?
It's Whedon, and that's why I want to stay away.
Yeah. If Hoyer was in this game, it'd probably be 3, maybe 2.5, the way Kansas City played last week on offense.
If there was a quarterback for Cleveland in this game, I'd be all over this.
But for pool play, I'm taking Kansas City.
I'm going to have to as well. Everyone knows what a disaster the Texans season is turning out to be, but they're a much better football team than Cleveland. Cleveland has a good defense. I think this will be incredibly low scoring. I could see a defensive touchdown by both sides in this.
Do you want to take the under on this one?
What is the over-under?
40.
I thought you said you'd never bet an under again.
I was just seeing if you'd remember. I'm not betting no fucking under.
Okay.
Kidding?
I think it's a smart bet, though.
No, it's not.
Not for us. Not for us. We don't do this.
21-17 at the half, like everybody that took the over in the Philly Cowboys game.
True enough.
And ate their shorts on it. That's why I hate betting them, because you never know. Never know. And I hate them. Wishing 4 points, hoping not for points. I'm mad at teams I don't even give a fuck about. When the final score gets me mad enough. Let alone having to worry if it's below a number or above a number.
Well, I went 15-1 in the pool one time and lost because the tiebreaker, I took a strong under, 36 or something, and it was a Philly Monday night game. I can't remember who the opposition was. There was a blinding snowstorm, so I'm thinking everything looks great for the under. There were 28 points scored in the first 6 minutes. On turnovers and returns. So, point well taken. I got to agree with you there.
All right, let's get on to the next one, because that one's a dog shit game.
Next up, Dallas +3 at Detroit.
I don't want to bet this game either.
Nope. Can't
I
get
think
a
Detroit
handle on
wins it.
either.
No, Detroit should have won the game. Yeah, it's a weird year. One team will look good one week, and then Detroit against Cincinnati. I don't know what shanked punt. Thank you very much. And Dallas, who knows with their defense? They can put up points.
Shanked
They put
punt
up
and an
nothing.
incomplete pass on the play before. The same thing that cost us New Orleans, New England. Use the fucking 40 seconds.
Yeah, but they won't because they can't run the ball, Marlon. They have no hope of
Doesn't
getting
matter.
down
You get
in the ball.
you get 3 yards. You use 40 seconds. Then you punt the ball, which, a shank is the guy's being a good punter. Shanks are going to happen, but I still think this notion, we'll surprise them, make a low percentage pass, miss it, stop the clock. Thank you very much, says Cincinnati.
No, but
That
all
was
these
just bad
coaches-
coaching.
No, I know, but all these coaches won't go for it in obvious situations where they should go for it. But they'll go for it in situations like that and take the chance of having the clock stop.
That's a really good point. It's the
They're
microscope isn't so focused on them in those situations.
Yes, because they can have the excuse of, well, we are trying to end the game. They have that excuse. But in any other situation where they don't have a built-in excuse, they won't do it. Like we've seen teams punt from the 39
Yeah.
instead of kicking a field goal. Or, well, you don't even have to kick the field goal. 4th and 2 from the opponent's 39. I'm going for it. What do you
and
gain?
against
If he
Indy, the
kicks it in the end
Chargers
zone-
got away with that. Against Indy, trying a 51-yard to set up the perfect game-winning field position for Luck and the Colts on a 50-50 play when you're about 70% to gain a foot.
Yeah.
They get away with it, and when it works for them, yeah.
Well, it was a ballsy call for the field goal. I give him credit for that, but it was silly to me to risk it.
Ballsy is not inherently a good term.
No, but it was because most guys would have punted.
Me going and provoking Steve Smith in a bar. Ballsy, stupid. You can be both,
I know. Well, I texted you during that game and said, what stupid play, I punt or go for it?
Oh, yeah, and in my mind, it's go for it is by far the smartest play. But let's move on. This one, I have no idea what I'm going to take.
I would take Detroit. Dallas's defense just isn't.
Last
what
two
it
games,
be.
they've been really solid.
Yeah, who'd they beat?
Washington and Philly. Both teams put up monstrous numbers of points.
Yeah, that's an anomaly.
We'll see. I haven't decided.
I'm going Detroit just because they're at home. Who knows? Dallas could put up 40 in this game. I don't know how they didn't put up 40 in Philly with that porous defense, so that's why I'm taking
Well, they
Detroit.
got no running game at all. I mean, I guess Bush maybe is the factor, and I'm leaning towards Detroit, but we don't want to bet it.
No.
Next up, Miami is getting 6.5 going to New England.
Don't want to touch that one either.
Jesus, this brutal week, isn't it?
I told you. It's not good. So
Cool players. I like New England.
yes, Miami turns the ball over too much. But I don't like Miami's good for 24 points.
But they
General,
don't have a
21 to
credible
24.
running game, which is how you beat New England now.
Yeah.
You keep hammering the interior.
And Tannehill's not a mobile quarterback like Geno Smith. He's not going to escape a lot of pressure if they get any. But
Yeah.
they have New England's best corner, best linebacker, and the best defensive lineman are out. So that 6.5 is a big number for a team that can't score either.
No,
New England doesn't score.
No, they certainly haven't been. And that New Orleans game, like, come on. That's the outlier, you know? That's a fluke victory on every level. Such a strange combination of bad decisions and the only good throw Brady in the game, you know?
Well, and
it was a perfect
Brady's
throw.
Brady's had 2 out of 3 games he hasn't thrown a touchdown. He's below 60% completion percentage. How are they 6.5-point favorites? This should be, I think it's 2.5 points too high.
Yeah, not enough to argue us into betting it.
No, I don't want to bet it, but it's weird how they're getting that respect still.
Well, when
Like,
you're that good for that long, I mean, I'm gonna have trouble. Like, I agree with the arguments you've made here. If Miami had a credible running game through the interior, I'm in love with this. But in a throwing fest between Brady and Tannehill, who are you going to take?
Yeah, no, I'm taking Brady still, but it's close.
It's really close. Really, really, really close.
In the pool, I would take Miami. Because I think it's 2.5 points, 2 points too much.
And it's being an underdog's year, so there's that argument. But the larger favorites have recently been covering. It's these 3-point games.
Yeah, but 6.5, it's when they don't score. Like, Brady didn't have a touchdown pass. 2 out of 3 games. But we'll move on. We're not betting it, so there's no use belaboring the points.
Next game
or
up.
lamenting.
Well, we'll lament later. Next game up, the Giants at Philadelphia. I don't want a piece of this one. The Giants are getting 6 shit teams.
Here's what I will say. If I'm up on Sunday before 11, is the Giants would be a play if Vic can't go on the money line. That's the only reason I'd want to take. If I almost want to bet $10 on this right now for the Giants on the money line to win. Because if Vic's not playing, Barkley isn't winning that game. He threw 3 picks in a quarter against Dallas. So
keep talking, I'm listening.
I'm just, the money line is so juicy on this one. It's plus 230. Like, we could hedge it.
Well, you know what we could do is we could take the 330 right now on the money line.
Yeah, and hedge it
and
on
then
Sunday.
Hedge it on the 6 with the Philly. Let's do that.
Well, I don't want to bet them both right now.
No, and don't stay up drinking until 7 in the morning on Saturday.
No, I've got no plans on the weekend, so we're good.
You know, that's a good play, boy. I like that play. Yeah,
because if Vic's not playing, that's $10 pays us 33.
But we got to get our hedge in if Vic's going.
Yeah, and we should know Saturday if he's playing. He'll be out.
If he's game time, well, I'll start calling you. Well, I can, as we discussed the last time, I'd just set up an account and I'd make the hedge ourselves.
Yeah, and I don't know if we take the -6 because we could end up losing both ways on that. I think we just take Philly to win
and yeah, so we get
much.
Basically we're getting a free bet.
Yeah,
potentially,
and we'll make a couple of bucks. So that's been placed.
Okay.
So I'm just going to check Philly to win at $10.
No, Giants to win.
No, I did it. I'm just checking.
Right now it's $1.36.
Yeah, we win $13.57. So we make $4 one way or the other if we placed it.
Yeah, though if Vic comes in, that Philly number, I can't see it dropping much below 136.
So
I don't see that the Giants are 6 points worse than the Eagles.
no. And maybe they get some confidence from this. I don't even know if Vic plays if they lose, but I don't mind hedging because if the Giants win, we win 23 instead of 33.
Yeah.
Or
No,
13
that's a good
instead of
play,
23.
Boyd. That's a really good play. I like that.
All right. So when we get fucked in the end, well, that's why I don't want to take Philly -6 because we could lose both ways. Giants lose by a field goal, and we lose 20 instead of 10.
Oh yeah,
So we
yeah.
could
No.
win.
You called that correctly. I hadn't even considered that. I mean, if we're gonna play two shit teams, we've got to have a hedge structure in here and favor one side on a decision.
Well, I guess we'd still basically lose $7 on it if we hedge it with Philly and Philly wins. We lose $7, but it's better than losing 20. So.
Well, and we'll even talk about it with Philly, but we got to be in contact Sunday morning.
Yeah, or Saturday
and
night.
we'll tweet out our decisions here.
Yeah,
when it comes out. I knew that hedge was in trouble when I got a text from you at 6:40 in the morning or whatever, which I knew you weren't getting up. Put it that way. Wasn't. All right.
Yeah. So you have to sign up for Twitter though. So if I'm not up, you can tweet out the pic.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Our next game is San Francisco is laying 16.5 versus Jacksonville in London. Wow, we hate the Brits.
Yeah, it's a little. Well, Jacksonville goes over for the payday because they know they're going to stink.
Oh yeah, they're like a cupcake team in college.
16 and I don't want to bet this game.
No, and plus it's in London. We've never bet a London game, and I don't want us to ever bet a London game.
16, like Denver didn't cover their big number. I'm sure San Fran will cover this.
Chargers comfortably won 118 without moving out of truly base football. You know, and if Phillip Rivers didn't forget he was Phillip Rivers and decide to try to sprint for a touchdown at the end of the first half, you know, San Diego wins by 21 in that game.
Well, that's
in the second half, the Chargers went off tackle right, off tackle right, off tackle left after we'd lost two more left tackles in that game, and we had a right guard playing left. Like, that line wasn't a professional football line, and Jacksonville could do sweet fuck all against it.
I was just going to say, if what Phillip Rivers does is considered a sprint, Peyton Manning would win the fucking 100-yard dash at the Olympics.
Yeah, that would be. They should do that for charity. Usain Bolt versus Rivers and Manning.
And Brady. And Brady.
Oh, I think Brady's quicker than those two. He might fade after about 30 yards, but
no. So we're staying away from this game. In a pool, I'm taking San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm comfortably laying the points with San Francisco in this.
And you might even want to take the over of 41. San Francisco could put that up themselves.
Maybe. I mean, these aren't quite the Gabbert Jaguars, but they're pretty close. And he's not much better. Next game up, the Jets are getting 6.5 going to Cincinnati.
Don't want to bet this game either. Or you like this one? Fun.
I think 6 is too much. 6.5 is too much for a Cincinnati team.
Yeah, they don't really blow the doors off, even though they're 5-2, and we liked them at the start of the year. It's it's looking good for them winning the division.
I know it was a fluke win. A bit of a fluke win, I think, against Detroit. Cincinnati struggles against strong defenses. I mean, I guess they beat
But
on
will the
Cleveland.
Jets struggle against strong defense like they did against Pittsburgh?
I don't totally
we might
hate
have to
this
keep
game.
this in the mix. We might have to keep it in the mix.
I don't utterly hate this game, and I mean, I worry about a Jets hangover because after they beat New England, do they get confidence or do they decide that, oh, there we go, that's our season now?
But Geno Smith has struggled against good defenses. Like he's had one good, like they have two penalties that have won them games so far. The Patriots game and the Buccaneers game, two 15-yard penalties. And they won both of those games. So are they 3-4 or 2-5? Or what are they, 4-3 now?
Yeah.
I think they're 4-3.
Yeah.
Fuck. Unbelievable.
But no, but
Anyway,
you're right. Let's keep it in the mix for right now. But
there's not much out there.
This is a very low priority in the mix.
But there's not much coming up that I'm really comfortable with. So this might be in the mix heavily. So we'll see. You might be able to sway me on some of these other ones, but
well, yeah, we'll see. That one doesn't excite me, but God, I can't believe that makes the first cut. Next up, we have Pittsburgh -2.5 at Oakland.
I don't think I can fade Oakland or fade Pittsburgh here.
I think you can.
What? The way their defense is playing now? Fuck. We've seen rookie quarterbacks struggle against Geno Smith. And I think Geno Smith's better, even though I don't mind Terrell Pryor right now. I think Geno Smith's better.
Yeah, no, you're right. You took
Kansas City destroyed Oakland with their defense. And I'm not saying Pittsburgh's is quite as good, but the zone reads for young quarterbacks are fucking brutal. So,
you took me off. I psyched myself for an argument, but I can't because I can't think of a running. I recall Casey's putting Pryor in 3rd and 48, and I don't care how good your defensive line is. If a quarterback doesn't know to throw it away, instead of losing, double-digit yards every time.
Well, and Pittsburgh has a running game now. Le'Veon Bell looks like he's the best running back of the rookie class so far. It hasn't even really been close, has it? Has there been one rookie that really... Well, maybe
Giovanni Bernard, but he's in such a timeshare that it doesn't go. But you're right. I mean, he runs with authority. He hits his holes fast. Though I did see him start to get that rookie mindset where I'll dance around for a bit.
I think Pittsburgh wins this by 7-10. Just with turnovers and defense.
Yeah, turnovers Pittsburgh doesn't get.
Yeah, but they might. Pryor's the only way that they have to win this game is if he can scramble for significant yardage. Like you said, they have no running game. They're limited offensively anyway, and their defense isn't great. So I think Pittsburgh wins this game. It may only be like they beat Baltimore 19-16 or 21-17, something like that, but I'm not confident in taking Oakland.
No, I will agree with you there. Next game up, Atlanta at Arizona. Atlanta is +3.
we're not the only ones that are having trouble with these games. You notice this is the first week all year the lines haven't moved from when you printed out your sheets?
Yeah, and they were offering money lines early.
Yeah.
Because they were not expecting line movement, right?
Yeah, and this is how Vegas feels about this game. The -3 for Arizona is plus 100. That's very rare
Yeah, no
to
kidding.
see that. All the other games, like even Oakland or the Steelers, -2.5 is -110. They're basically even money bets. 110 on either team. This one is Atlanta's -120 at +3, and Arizona's +100 at -3. So I don't know where to go with this. I don't trust Carson Palmer as far as I could throw him.
Nope.
He could throw 2 picks. I know the Arizona defense is good at home.
Yeah.
I don't know what Roddy White's availability is going to be. Steven Jackson's apparently practicing again, but how effective is he going to be after missing 3 or 4 weeks?
I don't think Steven Jackson's availability makes a damn bit of difference.
No, but it could. You don't know. Like there's too many question marks, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But there's no.
Here's one where
I don't feel comfortable betting this, but we got to find 3 more games. We need 2 more. We've only got the Cincinnati one.
Yeah.
So this might be in play one way or the other. So, or may have to take some big spreads coming here late. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay.
Next game up, Washington.
Potentially in the mix.
Zona, yeah. Wow. Okay, next game, going to Denver.
This might be in the mix too, but Denver's defense gives up way too many points.
Oh, there's no way I'm going to lay 12.5 on Denver here.
But going back home might be something different for them.
Might be something different. I think they win this. We're in that Peyton zone now of double-digit spreads, victories, no covers.
You're about right. Like they do win, they should win that game without the fumbles in the second half inside the 20, but they wouldn't have covered. Now,
yeah,
Washington put up a shitload of points against Chicago, which defense is hurt. They've got players out all over the place.
I just want to bring up on Grantland, Robert Mays. We asked the question in our recap show yesterday, what the hell is wrong with Chicago's defense? He's a lifelong Bears fan. He wrote an article exactly to that point. It's really good. I recommend it.
Okay, I'll check it out tomorrow.
Yeah, and Chicago's defense. Denver's defense is bad, but it is not the combination of walking wounded and guys out and underperformers that Chicago is. Chicago, based on this article, not only is bad, they have almost no potential to get better. For a variety of reasons.
But RG3's starting to look decent again. At least he did in that game.
And I guess Champ Bailey's probably out again.
Doesn't matter.
For Denver's defense.
Anyway, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We thought he was done late last year. Great player. It's over. Am I confident enough to... If we're going to bet this, I would rather take the points.
Yeah. That's the way I was leaning if we need to go there.
Okay, I thought you were talking about maybe laying Denver on that. And
No, I don't want to go Denver. And they may win by 21. Who the hell knows? But the way they've looked...
They might win by 38, God, They
gave up what to 48 to Dallas, 39 to the Colts. They're not a dominant defense, and I mentioned it yesterday in the podcast how people were anointing them so early. I didn't understand it then. They're one of the top teams, but they're not a shoe-in to get to the Super Bowl even, let alone win it. So
Especially
we'll
if
keep
they-
that
Yeah.
quasi in the mix.
Yeah. Okay, next game up. Green Bay is laying 9.5 at Minnesota.
I like this game.
Don't hate this game.
It's in the mix. Minnesota with Freeman. He did look brutal. I don't care if it's 8 days. If you're a professional quarterback that was a starter on another team, you shouldn't look that bad. You got the wristband. You should not be that bad.
Well, and he's been bad for a long, long time.
He's 11-24 as a starter in his last 35 games.
Yeah. I mean, he may be broken. I don't know why that is, because I think he has all the physical tools. And at a certain point in his career, seemed like he had the mental tools. But he's just a disaster.
And I think Shiano has to take some of the blame for that.
Oh, yeah. Shiano and Raheem Morris before him. There just seems to be no system. He's just living in chaos wherever he is. And I think Minnesota is now starting to look like that as well. Green Bay proved they could score even without two of their receivers and the loss of a tight end against a very good Cleveland defense.
And Minnesota didn't have much of a pass rush last night either to worry about. And Lacey's running the ball effectively, not great, but he's effective enough to keep the heat off of Rodgers. But you have to kind of respect the run in Green Bay.
Yeah, and Minnesota's defense hasn't been good all year.
No, they've given up a ton of points. Only concern is Adrian Peterson usually runs big against Green Bay. And their defense is no screaming hell either. So it's in the mix. There's not a lot out there, so we need 3 games. So
It's the Sunday
pool-wise,
nighter.
I'm taking Green Bay every day. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, pool-wise, I'm taking Green Bay. Monday nighter, Seattle at St. Louis.
Yes.
10.5. This game we're betting.
Yes. I think this one goes in our parlay.
No, I'd rather
What,
just
this
cash it. Let's just fucking cash this one. This spread is 4 points too low.
And Brady Quinn's probably going to start.
Brady.
They signed him. And he hasn't played. Do you think Josh Freeman looked bad? What's Brady Quinn going to look like against this defense?
The Rams have absolutely no running game. I still can't figure out what happened in that Houston game.
Well, they had turnovers.
Yeah, I don't see.
They got a pick.
Jared Cook has now gone back to Fisher's doghouse for some reason.
I think it's quarterback play just as much as anything. Who knows if they're even seeing him?
But in any case, all right, I don't want it in our parlay.
Okay, no, we can bet it individually. I'm not against.
We've got too many highly questionable calls on the other ones. Maybe we strike gold, but I don't want to see what we kind of both agree is probably the best bet on the board.
Yeah.
And chain it to maybe,
Yeah. Well, I don't even know. I got to look up and see who their backup quarterback is besides Brady Quinn, who they signed today. Where are they?
Matt Leinart.
No.
I'm hoping.
Kellen Clemens, who was the backup for the Jets for.
He frightens me. He frightens me more than Brady Quinn.
Nah, he won't. Nah. He's 30 years old.
No, but he frightens me more than Brady Quinn.
Yeah, that's the quarterback
He
that
could
drunk
be-
Bernie
he could
Kosar
be-
was berating in the preseason.
He could,
So are we really scared of Kellen Clemens? And
well,
no running game and no receivers against that defense? They'll
no,
be lucky
no,
to get
no,
a
no.
touchdown.
I said he scared me more. I didn't say he scared me. I'm frankly, Jeff Garcia tweeted out he was ready to play. That guy scares me
Yeah.
more than either of those two.
Yeah, 43. Yeah, Cleveland, I'm available.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. All these Vince Young tweeting.
Oh, unless
You-
Garcia was doing it as a pure joke.
No. These guys don't joke about stuff like that. It's ridiculous. Vince Young
I
tweeting
don't-
the Texans, I'm ready. Oh.
I can only look at that as humor. Garcia's a lot smarter than Young, so I give him the chance that he's just making fun
I doubt
of
it.
how bad their situations are.
Well, how come it wouldn't have come out that he was joking? Why didn't he tweet out later or do something after to say, you know, I was just kidding, I can't play?
Because that sounds like he wasn't joking. If he just does it cold, it's like an Andy Kaufman.
Nah, you're giving him way
he-
too much fucking credit.
Maybe. I'm still fond of that crazy little man.
I seen his goofy ass in Calgary before. He's not joking.
In
They all
any
want to
case.
play. They can
In any
never get it out
case.
of their system. Half the league suing them for concussion problems, and you got 43-year-old quarterbacks tweeting out that they could still play.
Well,
Fuck
yeah,
off,
and
lawsuits.
not only that, but a guy who took about 30 concussions. So,
Yeah.
might be the dementia. All right.
And a couple of gay slurs from Torello.
Well, we could throw that into the mix, but
Okay, I'm placing this bet.
yes.
Seattle minus 10.5 at St. Louis. $10 pays $19.09.
Okay.
It is placed. Now, our parlay bet, in my opinion, is Cincinnati minus 6.5 and Green Bay minus 9.5. I can't believe I'm taking numbers that fucking high. But what else is out there?
I'm looking here.
Do we like Cleveland? or
Okay,
Kansas City?
I prefer the Green Bay at Minnesota. I'm on with you.
Okay. And what's number 2?
Kansas City. Kansas City at home. Cincy has been schizophrenic, and most of their wins have been by 3 points.
I
I just don't know that they can beat anyone by a touchdown unless they're Cleveland.
I'm still trying to figure out how Dallas is plus 140 on the money line, though. The way Detroit's played. Like, when you look at Detroit, well, they have Reggie Bush, I guess. That could go if Dallas fits.
Yeah.
Oh, what else have we got here? I'm the one that's been pushing Kansas City all year. I'm just scrolling through the games quick.
It's Whedon.
Yeah, we
Whedon
got
will
Kansas
find
City.
a way. Like when we get a chance to bet against Whedon, against an undefeated team at home that had a scare, right? So there's no chance of a look-through game.
Yeah, playing at home in that environment with Brandon Whedon quarterbacking, and their running game. Will Mackey getting 2.5 yards. Their
Andy
backup-
Reid, it's October. He looks like the Great Pumpkin, as I
Now,
always
how-
imagined him.
How is Jason Campbell not playing yet?
I don't know.
Their backup.
That's one of my the athletes who I feel the worst for, because He's talented, and I bet if we added it up now in his 9 or 10 years in the league, I bet you he's been through 11 or 12 offensive coordinators.
Yeah, and probably that many head coaches and GMs.
Yeah, how do you
for a while?
And Washington.
Yeah.
How do you succeed under that? So,
okay, Kansas City it is.
Okay.
So we have Green Bay at Minnesota, Green Bay -9.5, and Cleveland at Kansas City. You're taking Kansas City -7. $10 bet pays $36.45. That bet is booked. Do you want to give us a recap on all our bets, Marlon?
Well, did we bet Carolina, or are we just playing the hedge bet?
We're going to play the hedge because we're already at our 3 bets.
Okay.
So
to recap, as you just heard, our parlay bet is Green Bay -9.5 and KC -7. Sticking with the favorites here. $10 bet pays $36.45. We have placed $10 on the Giants money line for a payout of $33. This one is potentially hedged based on the health and availability of Michael Vick through the week. Follow our Twitter feed to see where we end up on that. And we have just bet Seattle -10.5 to pay us $19.09.
That's probably my favorite bet. Well, I love the Giants bet. Yeah, you know what? Even if Vic does play, I don't mind that Giants bet.
Not at that price, you know.
Hamstring problem. I read a quote. He said if he can go at 80%. Well, running quarterback with a bad hamstring, saying he can go at 80%, he's one sprint down the sidelines from pulling up lame again. And the Matt Barkley era did not take a good start last Sunday. So
we'll consider,
the hedge might even be in question, but we'll see what the stories coming out of Philly are by the end of the week into Saturday. But
I mean, even another potential hedge is just taking the Giants +6.
Yeah, I would prefer not to have it on both sides, both bets on the same side if we're going to hedge. If we're thinking that way, I'd rather just stick with the Giants winning.
Well, okay.
But
we
shall see. You'll have to follow us on Twitter and find out where we're going, or check the website. We'll post an update.
Well, why don't you tell us where they can stay in touch with us?
All right. You can check out our podcast on iTunes or Stitcher for your Android devices. Just search Offensive Lines. You can listen to it at our website, offensivelines.ca. Follow us on Twitter at Offensive Lines for any new blog posts or podcasts posted to the site. Facebook.com/Offensive Lines. And if you want to send a question to the show or a comment, it's offensivelines@shaw.ca. I'm Boyd.
I'm Marlon. That was Offensive Lines.
Generous fucking gambler.
Hey, you hit the tagline that time.
Thanks.